we're going to take a look at the most common position that we end up in leg entanglements, and this is saddle. Okay, at this point, everyone's used to saddle, so you have to find very good ways to get there or to keep it, really. So we're going to look at it. We're going to just go over the control point. We just can't do a leg lock, a leg entanglement instructional without having saddle. Okay, so we're looking at the same thing, kind of like where we were with the Z-lace, but this time we're in the actual saddle. Okay, and just remember, like when we're in saddle, I'm controlling. I personally like to have my shin open, right? And I like to have ankle to ankle. There's a lot of ways that we can do control points here, but in all honesty, the easiest one is to go ankle to ankle and have your knee pointed up to control something underneath the knee. A wedge has to be underneath the knee, and then we can have the ankle pulled above and keeping it nice and tight. And this is where we're at in saddle, but we're always going to work on getting this control. Okay, and this is really important to understand, like, what has to happen. There's a lot of opportunities for us to attack the heel hook, attack the Z-lock and switch, attack Z-lace like we went in the previous part. But just understanding this control, keeping this grip tight. My heels are going ankle to ankle, pulling in, my knee opening up and controlling this point. From here, there's so many things we can switch on, but we just want to focus on the control point. I need to stop his hip rotation, which is why I have his ankle, okay? And then I need to have something on his hip and a wedge underneath his knee to initiate any type of breaking mechanic on him. So anytime this leg disappears, this is still fine. On this motion, something has to block his hip, something has to block his knee, and then something has to isolate his toe bone ankle so that we have full rotation on everything, okay? Can we get away with doing little things in gray area, like getting away with just having the heel, stuff like this? Yes, but we're talking about 8 times out of 10 to get the submission. We want to have this type of control. So always being able to control second leg is best, but always when I get to saddle, being mindful that we're pulling this in. We're not lazy with the bottom leg. Bottom leg is everything. So if this leg is a lazy and then I have the full lock, he's still going to get out. Being contracted and being able to always shift my chest onto his shin like a track. So anytime I'm up, whether I use my knee or I use my hands, my chest acts like a track. So I gotta shift down the track. I don't want to ever reach here for a heel hook. I want to shift, bridge, catch, and get that finish. Okay, and that's what we're always looking for in saddle, keeping these control points. So So again, we're getting here, we're getting to saddle. Obviously here we're in saddle, but controlling opposite leg into the saddle is the best. Okay, remember we're looking at ankle to ankle, pulling in, knee opening, the bottom leg being active, whether you have your hand in as a wedge or this knee underneath. We're looking to keep our chest using as a track, always shifting to catching your leg entanglements. From here, there's too many variations. We can do Z-lock, Z-lace, we can do 70-30, we can transition, which is very important to understand that from this base point, we can switch to a lot of moves and techniques and control points. But if you don't understand like the actual control here, what we're trying to do, then it will be very hard for you to switch to anything.